Reven Swanson. The sculpture is New Dancing Moon 4, Roman numeral 4. It is steel, mild steel, with fused glass with a powder coat finish. On this particular piece, I was really interested, or I started working with circular shapes that I have a whole figurative series. But in some respect, I needed a little bit of an artistic relief from the complexity of creating figures with arms, legs, ears, nose, mouth, hair. And so I started creating the female form. I started working with these round discs as the most simple form that I could describe still a female experience. And so very much a lot of my work is very closely related to, runs along the lines of observing the natural world. And so the New Dancing Moon is as women, whether we like to or not, we're very much run and pushed and pulled by the phases and the moon, no matter how contemporary we think we are, it still kind of interjects into our lives. I'm getting older and wiser. The practice is I'm always learning new materials, better ways to do it, better vendors, better ways of executing, things that the finessing. I would call myself the queen of the grinding wheel. I can wield the very heavy 9-inch wheels, and I don't deadlift them. I've learned how to ride everything off my hip, and how you can almost dance over the pieces, and that's like learning dance. It takes many, many years to get that kind of finesse. I've had an opportunity as I progress from one piece to the next. The experiment of, well, what if I do this with it? What if I try this with this next one? And so I have a whole the idea about all the different series that I work in conjunction with each other. They kind of come in and interfinger in and out, as well as ideas build and come and go. And so as to address the fact how have I changed, I think it's more of an evolution. I've evolved quite a bit as an artist and a sculptor. I like to present in a very modern, contemporary context of fabricated steel, using modern materials of the new ways to powder coat and things like that. I like to present traditions, things of the past, such as needle arts or traditional constructing fabrics and garments. But also I always like to intermix the natural world into things. My creativity and my desire to create artwork is actually something bigger than me. I don't have a choice. It picked me and said, you're my vessel, and you're going to make art. So even when I was in school, I went to CU in Boulder. Well, when I was graduating in 88, well, in 87 we were in a major recession. I couldn't graduate with a Bachelor of Fine Arts. I have no trust fund. So that's when I fell into advertising and the graphics and things like that, because I thought that would be a creative outlet for me, and I very quickly discovered that it wasn't. I still had to continue creating my artwork. And so even when I was an art director, I would always try to figure out how I could have Fridays off. So then I was at the Art Students League working with Madeline Weiner, who was a stone carver. And that's when I knew Josh when he was like this big, and we've all seen Josh's work. And, so I always had that pursuit. And one day I was out there, I was cleaning up my roses and stuff in my garden before I went to work, and early in the morning, and I thought, this job thing isn't my battle. It's not for me. I'd much rather be scrambling, figuring out how to come up with $20 to get money in my gas tank, doing sculpture, than I am going into that office today. If I could create a piece of work that someone walks by and it's like a piece of sunshine went into their heart, and they walked away with a smile on their face that made their world better, that would be my dream. That ultimately I think that my artwork, I want to heal people. I want them to give them little mini vacations. That for that 30 seconds that they're sitting at the stoplight looking at the artwork, they're not thinking about anything else except for they get their to-do list is gone because they're sitting there going, well, what is it? Well, what's that about? You know, and maybe the light changes another time they come by and, oh, that's different today. 30 seconds they went on vacation. So my dream sculpture would not, I couldn't envision something concrete, more so of what it would do for people when they saw it. If they just came away with sunshine in their heart, I think that I had met the quintessential happiness. I have a very big story behind every single piece of art. There's how it came about, how I constructed it, why I constructed it, and there's a story. For me, despite the fact that you could come by and you wouldn't know a thing about my story, that you would come by and you would create your own story. It would have some sort of meaning, and you could put something together, whether it be, oh, I see clouds in there. Oh, I see the ocean. Oh, you know, I see, oh, this is modern metal meets glass. You know, or the shadows, or the reflection, or whatever it may be, springtime. That's what I would hope that happens when people experience the art, that it expresses some sort of story to them, and they can draw from their own personal histories and their own personal experiences, and it adds to that story. They can tie on their own meanings to it.